Imagine this video finds you on a day when you are tired of working on yourself and feel like nothing is really changing, even though you are trying so hard. You read books, you watch videos, you try new habits, and still you hear the same old voice in your head that says you are not enough. You should be further along, or you are not doing this healing thing the right way. Sometimes it even feels like the more self-aware you become, the worse it feels, because now you can see your limiting beliefs very clearly and may seem bigger than before. If this is happening to you, you are not alone, and this whole story is here to help you understand what is going on inside you, and how to make your growth feel softer and kinder instead of heavy and painful. A limiting belief is a thought that you have repeated so often that it begins to feel like a fact, even if it is not completely true. It can sound like, I am not good with money, or people always leave me, or my body never heals, or I am bad at relationships, or I am always behind everyone else, or even I am bad at personal growth. These beliefs usually started a long time ago when something painful or confusing happened. Maybe you watched your parents fight about money and it seemed like there was never enough. Maybe someone you loved walked away and you quietly decided that you must not be worth staying for. Maybe you grew up around sickness and your body felt weak a lot of the time. Your brain looked at these moments and tried to protect you, and it did that by giving those moments a meaning, like, I am not worthy, or life is hard, or money only comes with struggle. The brain always gives meaning. That is its job. But sometimes the meaning it gives is too small or too harsh for who you really are. Over time, these meanings become beliefs, and those beliefs guide what you think, how you feel, and what you do every single day, often without you even noticing. You can think of it like a simple chain that happens inside you again and again. First, there is a belief. From that belief, you have certain thoughts. When you think those thoughts, you feel certain feelings in your body. From those feelings, you take certain actions. From those actions, you get results in your life. So it goes like this: belief, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. If deep down you believe, I am not good enough, then you will have thoughts like, I will fail anyway, or they will not pick me, or I do not deserve good things. Those thoughts feel heavy in your body and can turn into sadness, fear, or shame. From those feelings, you might avoid trying new things, stay quiet when you want to speak, or hide your dreams. Then your results look like a life where you feel small, which seems to prove the belief, even though the belief was never the full truth about you. Now let us look at what often happens when you get into personal growth. You begin to pay attention to your thoughts. You become more self-aware. You start to notice your old beliefs and how they show up in your money, your relationships, your health, and your work. At first, this feels powerful because you can finally see some of the patterns that were hidden before. But then something tricky happens. Your mind starts to give a new meaning to this awareness. It says, I can see my limiting beliefs, but they are still here, so I must be broken. Or other people heal faster than me, so I am behind. Or I have been working on this for so long and nothing changes, so maybe I am just not made for this. When you believe these new thoughts about your growth, you begin to put a lot of pressure on yourself. You are not only carrying old pain, you are also judging yourself for still having it. This pressure is what we call resistance. Resistance is what happens when you fight your own experience. You tell yourself, these thoughts should not be here. These feelings should not be here. I should be different by now. Your body feels this as tension. Maybe your chest feels tight, your heart beats fast, or your stomach feels like a knot. Your mind runs in circles and it feels like you are in constant danger, even if you are just sitting in a chair thinking. In that moment, you are not really growing, you are just trying to get away from yourself. To understand this better, it helps to see that inside you there are two main inner states. One is what we can call a powerful state, the other is what we can call a primal state. In a powerful state, you feel more open and calm, or at least softer and curious. You might feel peaceful, hopeful, or quietly strong. Your breath is a little deeper and your mind can see more options. You may not have all the answers, but you feel that answers are possible. In a primal state, you feel tight and scared. You might feel stressed, angry, ashamed, or desperate. Your body feels ready to fight, run away, or freeze. Your mind repeats the worst stories about yourself and your future. Here is something very important. Your outside situation does not fully decide which state you are in. Two people can live through similar events and feel very different inside. What really decides your state is the meaning you give to what is happening. The fact, "I still have limiting beliefs," is neutral by itself. It is like saying, "There are clouds in the sky." When you add the meaning, "I still have limiting beliefs, and that means I am broken and will never be happy," you push yourself into a primal state. When you add a different meaning, like, "I still have limiting beliefs, and that means I can now see what is ready to heal and I am in the process of changing," you move closer to a powerful state. The facts did not change, only the story around them did, and your body feels that difference. Now we can bring in the simple equation that can guide you. Desire plus non-resistance equals change. Desire is what you want. You may want more peace, better health, kinder relationships, more money, or a softer inner voice. Most people who listen to personal growth content already have a lot of desire. They care. They want to grow. Where things get stuck is in the second part of the equation, non-resistance. Many of us have learned a different equation, one that does not really work. We think the equation is desire plus pressure equals change, or desire plus self-criticism equals change, or desire plus never making mistakes equals change, or desire plus finding the perfect method equals change. When you believe these, you feel tense, scared, and never good enough. That is resistance. Non-resistance does not mean doing nothing and giving up. It does not mean pretending to like your pain or saying everything is fine when it does not feel fine. Non-resistance means you stop fighting yourself while you grow. You keep your desire, but you let go of the harsh voice that screams that you are late, wrong, or broken. You allow yourself to be a human in process. When you have a clear desire and you are not attacking yourself for not being there yet, your body and mind can calm down. In that calmer space, new ideas and gentle actions become easier. You might suddenly think of a small step that feels doable. You might feel safe enough to ask for help. You might stick with a simple healing habit instead of jumping to a new one every week. You are still moving, but you are moving from a softer place. Let us make this more concrete. Imagine your desire is to feel safe with money. The old inner story might be, "I grew up poor, money is always a struggle, I am bad with money, and if I do not fix this fast, I will fail in life." When you repeat this story, your chest tightens, you feel fear and shame, and you may either avoid looking at your money or work in a frantic way that burns you out. That is a primal state. Now imagine a new inner story like, "I grew up with money stress, so it makes sense that I feel scared sometimes. But I am learning new skills now. And my belief that I am bad with money is a habit of thought, not a final truth about me, and I can take one small step at a time." This story still sees the problem, but it also includes kindness and possibility, which moves you closer to a powerful state. Or think about the desire to heal from emotional pain. The old belief could be, "I have worked on this for years and nothing changes, so I must be broken and hopeless." From there you feel heavy and stuck, and you may try to fix yourself with harsh methods or give up and numb out. A new belief might sound like, "I have carried this pain for a long time. It makes sense that it feels deep, but I am still here. I keep learning. I notice more about myself now than before, and that means something is already moving even if I do not see big results yet." Your situation is the same, but the meaning is softer and closer to the truth that growth is often slow and quiet. That softer meaning is non-resistance. One of the most painful beliefs people carry in personal growth is, "I suck at personal growth." When you believe this, your thoughts sound like, "I see my limiting beliefs and they are still here, so I am doing it wrong." Or, "Other people heal faster, so something is wrong with me." Or, "If I do not fix this soon, my life will be ruined." With that belief, you might jump from teacher to teacher, from method to method, hoping to find a magic fix, or you might quit everything and tell yourself it is useless. You might study all the time but never let what you learn land gently in your daily life, because deep down you do not trust yourself. The result is that not much changes, which then looks like proof that you really are bad at this. But if you step back and look honestly, you can see that this belief is not the full truth. A person who does not care about growth would not be watching this kind of content at all. They would not be reflecting on their patterns. They would not be asking these deep questions. The fact that you are here means you care deeply. You are already on the path. The problem is not that you are bad at growth. The problem is that you are putting too much fear and pressure on your growth. So how do you start to shift this? One gentle way is to use 3 simple steps. First, notice the belief and how it feels in your body. For example, you can say inside yourself, "I notice I am thinking that I am behind in healing." Then you check how your body feels. Maybe your throat feels closed, your shoulders are tight, or your stomach feels heavy. This is your signal that you are in a primal state and that the belief is hurting you. Second, question if the belief is fully true. You can ask, is it absolutely true that I am behind? Who decided the timeline? Compared to what exact plan am I late? Usually there is no clear answer, and the belief starts to loosen a bit. Third, try a new belief that is kinder and more honest, and look for evidence that it could be real. For example, I am exactly where I need to be to learn what I'm learning right now. Or I change slower in some areas and faster in others, and that is okay. Or the fact that I see my patterns more clearly means I am already changing. Then you look back at your life and search for small signs that support this new belief, like moments when you handled a conflict a bit better, or times when you rested instead of attacking yourself, or days when you spoke more kindly to yourself than you used to. These are real pieces of evidence that your growth is happening, even if it is not dramatic. When you practice this again and again, you are teaching your brain a new way to work. You are showing it that not every strong thought is a fact, and not every hard feeling means you are failing. You are training it to move from a primal state into a more powerful state. Each time you do this, you are stepping into non-resistance. You still have your desires, but you are no longer hitting yourself with them. There will still be days when your mind says, "You are failing, you are stuck, you are behind." On those days you can pause, take a slow breath, and say to yourself, "Right now my mind is telling a scary story." You can feel the sensations in your body without judging them, and remind yourself that this is just one state, not the whole truth of who you are. Then you can choose one small kind action, like drinking water, stretching, stepping outside to feel the air, or writing down 3 ways you have grown over the past year, even if they seem small. These tiny actions may look simple, but they help your nervous system calm down and help you remember that you are not just your thoughts. Now I want to offer a different way of seeing the time you have felt stuck. Many people think, all those years of struggle were wasted. But what if they were not wasted at all? What if the time you have spent feeling stuck is the very thing that brought you to this deeper understanding? If your limiting beliefs had left quickly, you might never have looked this closely at your inner world. You might never have learned how your mind works, or how your body reacts to certain thoughts, or how much you truly care about your life and your relationships. You might not be listening to this right now. So while you do not need to be grateful for every painful moment, you can begin to see that even your stuck seasons pushed you forward in a quiet way. They made you ask deeper questions. They led you to new tools, new ideas, and new kinds of support. In this light, your limiting beliefs begin to look less like monsters and more like strange teachers or messengers. They show you where you hurt so you can know where you want to heal. They show you which old meanings no longer fit who you are becoming. You do not have to love them, but you can stop hating yourself for having them. You can even speak to them gently in your mind, saying something like, "You helped me survive when I was younger, but I am older now and I am learning something new, so you can rest." This kind of inner talk is non-resistance. You are not running away from your inner world or attacking it. You are updating it with care. As we come to the end of this story, let these ideas settle in your heart. You are not broken because you still have limiting beliefs. You are not behind in your healing. You do not have to win a race called personal growth. You are a human being who learned certain beliefs to stay safe, and now you are becoming aware of them, which means you are already changing. You are learning that you can hold your desires without turning them into weapons against yourself. You are discovering that when you relax some of the pressure and move toward non-resistance, your mind and body can finally breathe, and in that open space real change is possible. Remember the simple equation: desire plus non-resistance equals change. You already have the desire. Now, one day at a time, you can practice non-resistance with softer meanings, kinder words to yourself, small honest actions, and a little more trust that you are exactly where you need to be for your next step to appear. You are growing, even when you cannot see it clearly. You are allowed to rest while you grow. And you are allowed to build a life you love, not by fighting yourself, but by finally choosing to stand on your own side. If this helped you breathe a little easier, stay with me on this journey and subscribe so we can keep growing together.